Because of that, we have reason to suspect that the logo being backward might not have been on purpose.
Yeah, maybe that was just like, oh yeah, it's a portal with two broken edges. Yeah, I got that.
It's entirely possible that it was just done like that on accident and then just brought into the lore. Just like, yep, that's the Secret Keeper logo. Different than the Watcher logo.
That ain't the Watcher, don't worry. Don't worry about it.
It could have been done on purpose, but it also might not have been. And it's a little funny to just imagine, oh, didn't realise I did it different. Oh well.
Oh well. Secret. Sing, O goddess of the secret missions of the Keeper. Foolish, tricky, who run towards wardens with withers in hand, tumbling down to the house of Hades. Welcome to FanDive. My name is Chaos.
My name is Andy. It's time for Secret Life.
And we do Secret Life today. I'm like so worried we're going to run out of episodes before the end of Past Life and we're just going to be like, yeah, we did it. But we have snuck up upon Secret Life, the ancient ways of the Secret Keeper. Yay.
I loved fully Double Life and Secret Life had some of the most had to set my phone down. I was laughing too hard.
It was such a ridiculous series. It's
it was absurd.
Did you lose any hearts?
because mostly it was so ridiculous because everybody was trying to keep secrets, but also trying to suss out things. And so you go into every social interaction with this layer of, what are you doing?
What are you doing? And it's interesting because like they actively updated the rules as like the game was being played, because like the first few sessions, like the yellows couldn't like do anything, but then it's like, oh, but if the yellows guess your task, that's a bad.
So the mechanic of this season, every episode you would be given a book that holds a secret, and you have to accomplish this secret task before the end of the episode. And you cannot heal hearts. Everybody starts with 30 hearts, and any damage you take, it cannot be healed, except for when you are succeeding a task. When you succeed a task, you get 10 hearts back. If you are already full, then you'll get prizes from the Secret Keeper instead. So that was the mechanic this time. Secrets to keep your health up.
Secret. And this was also, it's worth bringing up, the first time that Grian, I don't want to say acknowledged, but like interacted with any sort of lore, because Grian was the one who put the Secret Keeper logo on the Secret Keeper face. And if you're not aware, that is the backwards Evo logo. That is the backwards Watcher symbol. Like,
they needed a way to be able to turn in the tasks in a reliable way. And so they set up the statue with 3 buttons, and the options were succeed the task, fail the task, or reroll for a hard task. If you did not like your task, you can reroll and get an even harder task that would have a higher reward and also a higher risk that you can lose hearts if you fail that one. And so they put a statue around these buttons.
Yeah, and like they were building it and Grian's like, it needs something on the face, and just put it there. Like, as far as like the audience has been told, there wasn't thought behind like, Martin's doing this lore thing, because like Grian apparently doesn't interact with Martin's lore at all. Like, yes, he was the originator of Evo SMP and the one who was the big interaction with the Watchers during that time, but it's been a long time since Evo SMP, and up until the point of Secret Life, he had not acknowledged it since then.
He hadn't really acknowledged it and just put it up there on a whim, basically, as far as we're aware. Because of that, we have reason to suspect that the logo being backward might not have been on purpose.
Yeah, maybe that was just like, oh yeah, it's a portal with 2 broken edges. Yeah, I got that.
It's entirely possible that it was just done like that on accident and then just brought into the lore. Just like, yep, that's the Secret Keeper logo. Different than the Watcher logo.
That ain't the Watcher, don't worry. Don't worry about it.
It could have been done on purpose, but it also might not have been. And it's a little funny to just imagine, oh, didn't realise I did it different. Oh well.
Oh well. No one in that series like really acknowledged it outside of Martin, but then we have...
No.
No, was
Jimmy.
it Pearl? It was Jimmy.
Jimmy
Oh my god, it was Jimmy!
walked by the statue, looked up at it and went, that looks familiar.
And this was interesting. Also the season where Jimmy wasn't out first.
We broke the canary curse.
We did
I would like
it!
to say, from this season alone, I am almost, every other season, I'm almost always a Scott first watcher. And then I watch other perspectives and watch as many as I can with my free time. But for that season alone, Mo Jumbo was my main POV. And it was the funniest POV I have ever seen in my life.
I so
task.
appreciate it. His perspective
task.
is ridiculous.
Across all tasks, across all people, every episode, the funniest to me was you are now terrified of one-on-one conversation. If you end up in them, you must flee in act of terror. And nobody suspected a thing. They were like, he's being funny, but it was just a normal mumbo funny. It was, oh my gosh, hearing him scream and run.
It's so good. It's so
Jem
good.
walked up, complimented his build, and he screams and falls and runs away. I'm like, okay. Okay, guess we're doing that.
And then, so we brought this up briefly where it's like, yeah, if you think you could re-roll for a harder task, but there's also a caveat of like, if you press succeed without actually feeling like you succeeded in your thing, you automatically are given a hard task the next session. And no? What was it?
So, some tasks had, if you fail this, you will
if you fail it, yeah. I feel like Grian...
There were a couple instances, specifically one where Grian did not commit to the bit. That was his task. He had to commit to whatever bit came up, and he didn't for one of them at the very end, didn't realise it until editing. They decided that. They discussed with each other. It wasn't automatic, but if they think they failed and didn't realise it until later,
yeah,
then they would do it. And I think that only happened like 2-3 times. Every other one was them in the book. It specifically said, if you get called out on this, like Pearl had a book that was the task was, it's a hot potato basically. You cannot end the session with the book in your inventory. If you end up with it in your inventory at the end, you have to reroll for next time.
Yeah. So there was a couple different ways you could an automatic or hard task, but the one I was specifically referencing was Grian and Etho, who had to get a warden and a wither to fight, and they're like, oh wait, if Mumbo tries to guess, he can only guess once, and then we'll be in the clear for Mumbo to help us out, right? And then Mumbo almost freaking guessed it.
Etho ended up with that book at the very end, and so he had to reroll for hard. And Grian, I think he just messed up and willingly chose this. And Mumbo was assigned to be Grian's butler, but because the two had hard tasks that were connected to one another, they went, oh boy.
And Mumbo tagged along.
I rewatched them recently, actually. Mumbo's task was to be Grian's butler, but to do everything he said wrong.
Yeah, he had to do it incorrectly, which unfortunately meant when he was in a really bad situation and Grian was trying to help, ooh, poor Mumbo, he had to jump into that lava.
He didn't.
But he
had to get on the Strider.
Mumbo logic.
Anyway, we have different teams for this season. We had, what are they? The Mounders.
The Mounders, yes.
I was just going to call them the moles, and I was like, that's not right. The Mounders.
Everyone has a mound.
You had Gem and the Scots. Love that team.
Good team.
There was the Heart Foundation.
Was that Secret Life?
Remember the big Heart Island right behind Secret?
I felt like that was Wildlife for a second. I'm like, no, that was Secret Life.
That was Secret Life. Then we had the roommates, of course. Was that it? No. Okay, there was also
Scar was his own thing. So it was Mounders, Gem and the Scots. The Roomies, I guess, was that their official name? The Grian? Yeah. And Cleo, and was Etho on that team?
Etho.
Big Dogs.
Yeah.
That's who we're forgetting.
Big Dogs. Got it. Thank you.
And then Lizzie and Scar, I think, were their own separate teams.
Joel was kind of separate, but he was part of Mounders. He was like the Mounders, but a little bit over there.
Yeah. And it was such an interesting season. Wasn't this also the one that had the zombie apocalypse?
Yes, and I love it, and I want to talk about it, and it's great. This was the first season that Jem was an actual player, because we talked about in the last episode, Jem swapped in for Cleo. They never deleted her from the Discord, and so she's just now part of the series.
Yeah, they talked about how like, oh yeah, we're starting a new season, and like, okay, I'm here. Well, wait, what team? What team was Bigby on? Was Bigby where was Bigby?
Bigby was in the back rooms.
That's not a team. That's just Bigby.
That's just Bigby. It was a problem. So a lot of the Secret Life was the social dynamics of it. The weird interactions.
Yeah.
Things came of it, such as, did that make you jump? And Etho is just quirky. Just weird social interactions. But Bigby is
Bigby just did his own
weird
thing.
interaction. He dug a hole, and then was really weird and gaslight this hole that he dug.
He made the back
pretended
rooms.
He didn't lie, and then he made a room that was just a bunch of doors into walls that connected to each other, and you would find this hole, go down there, and you'd just see a bunch of doors in an endless corridor.
It was perfect.
And Bigby standing there.
It was perfect. It was everything, Andy. It was everything. He's again like this was one of the seasons where everyone's like, what is Bigby doing? And it was perfect because like even when you watched his POV, you're still like, what is Bigby doing?
No, that's exactly it. It's because you watch every other perspective, and it's like, we're doing this. We run into Bigby. Hey, Bigby, did you see these people? Yeah. Oh, where were they? I'm not going to tell you.
No, I didn't.
What? Why
I didn't
not?
see them. No. But you just said no. No, you must be making that up.
Oh, I found the photo. I'm going to send it to you. It's a picture of Minecraft backrooms and Bigby's head just really large, chasing after Green.
It is. Yes. And like even when Green went down, he's like, I don't like this anymore, Bigby.
I don't like this anymore. It was terrifying, and there was a particular moment where Bigby was just gaslighting Green, and Green's just shout, I'm having a medical emergency. What is happening?
I love it.
I feed on this. As a watcher, I feed on this turmoil.
This is where we get our energy. We don't feed off of negative emotions. We feed off of the Bigby confusion.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly where I get my stuff. My personal favourite flavour, confusion. Secret Life, full of it.
So good. And then there's people who were like faking what their task was because they're like, we don't want people to guess. And then that led to the ethos like, I'm just going to do anything B-Dub says. And they're like, is that your task? No, I'm just doing that.
He's just doing it. Why? Don't know, but he just is. And it was also stuff like, again, Mumbo's perspective was my favourite of that season, so I apologise. But Mumbo did that accidentally with the one-on-one. Mm-hmm. He accidentally was just on a horse the entire time. And did like multiple tours of the server on this horse. And it's like, I need you to follow me in circles. And this has nothing to do... It's not what they thought it was. But it was funny nonetheless.
It was perfect. I love it. Such a good season. Like I know we were talking about like, oh, past life, is it redoing old? I'm like, I kind of just want to like redo Secret Life again. Like I wish Secret Life was more of a thing like the fans recreated.
Yeah. It's great because there's so many suggestions as well. Weird, funny things. Like, Green got a task that was bait a yellow into thinking singing everything you say is your task. And so the task is to fake a task. And so he starts singing everything. Oh my gosh, I have opinions. Joel had to do a bunch of, was it Smash Mouth?
Yeah, it's hey now, you're an all-star. Yes. And he had to sprinkle that through his episode.
And he did, and nobody picked up on it, and it was great. I love Secret Life. That's what I have to say about this. Secret Life. The sleepover of Lizzie's trying to hold this big server-wide sleepover and nobody shows up but her.
The poor is like, I'm here for your birthday, and it's like, thanks for that.
Thanks. Which is different than the beginning of everybody in Pearl's house. That wasn't anybody's task. They just all went to Pearl's house, and anytime somebody got locked in, they were yay!
Yay!
The trapdoors. What was that for? Don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. They're having fun with it. We also had things such as Scar had tasks such as opposite day. He has to do the opposite of what everyone says, which...
And he made the mistake of accidentally like putting on a helmet. Everyone's like, take off the helmet. And he's like, I can't. You gotta stop talking to me. Also, Scar immediately after become the villain of the server. And the ending, we're going to talk about who won. And it was, how did the guy with no friends win? Oh my god.
Because he was kind of friends with everyone, but everyone hated him. The whole thing. But he won. But before that happened, Jem did an apocalypse.
Yeah, the apocalypse really changed the game a little bit.
So in previous seasons, we've talked about that it's the boogeyman mechanic. And when you are a boogeyman, you have to kill someone or you will be brought down to your final life. But in this, the task was you have to spread the boogeyman curse to everyone on the server. You kill someone, and when that person comes back, they now have that task, and you have to get through the entire server.
Yeah, it was such an interesting way of like, and we're clearing them out. We're getting into the end.
We gotta clear them all out. We gotta go. It was a lot of fun to me because the people who were not in on it, who had not died yet, slowly started picking up that everyone who had died that episode was slowly teaming up together, and so they didn't know exactly what. But they
started figuring it out real quick.
They ended up liking it to a zombie apocalypse of this disease is spreading, which kind of is what it was.
Yeah.
But it was fun to me because people made lore on that. Do you remember this?
Yes.
Scar, the winner of the series, and somebody who had a lot of very angsty moments.
We love them
used to have a Crafting Dead series. And multiple people, I'm talking multiple people, made lore about him having trauma from a previous zombie apocalypse and looking at Jem's apocalypse and was no, he has training for this.
I've been here before. I know.
Like the ending.
It's such like, yeah, of course Scar won this season. Like everyone kind of kept their distance from him. He had training to survive the zombie apocalypse. I mean, Andy, we know how we would survive the zombie apocalypse, and I actively chose to end up with the zombies, so I don't think we would have been in that same place.
Yeah, no, I don't think I could have won. But honestly, with how that season went, it could have been nearly any. Because you had those elements where if you kill someone, you get some hearts. You had the elements of if you had full health and succeed your task, you got special items. And so they had stuff like end crystals, like potions, books.
Was this season where they accidentally didn't have the world set on hard for the first 2 sessions?
I don't know.
No, I remember there was a season that had end crystals in it. It was a season with Mumbo Jumbo in it.
That was Last Life.
That was Last Life?
It was Last Life.
Oh, it was. Oh my god. Well, apparently in Last Life they forgot to set the world to hard, and like they didn't find out until like after a major explosion went off, and they're like, that should have done more damage.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, yeah. No, it's a Secret Life. I love it. I love it so much. Delicious.
So good.
Because we also had moments such as one of the other mechanics that wasn't as important, but one time an episode, you can give a heart to another player.
Yeah, and it wasn't even like you would lose a heart by doing that. It was just you had one to actively give away. And people were like trying to con others, and it's like they already gave their heart away to someone. But what if we can get this other person to give their heart to me and say I'll trade it back?
One of my favorite of the giving the hearts to other people was
Was it the Etho and
when
Joel?
no, I think it was Grian asked through chat to Joel across the server if he could have a heart, and Joel responded with the Bad Boys Bread Bridge team forever.
Aww.
It's like they're not teamed together this season, but for one moment across the server, they're like, I still love you.
Connection. Take my heart. Adorable.
So are mass amounts of wolves, because wolf spawner!
Oh, yeah. They were given spawners and spawn eggs. And the thing with those two, if you put them together, you can make your own spawner, spawn anything you want. And of course, people were like, wolves, dogs, give me a hound army.
Yeah, they do that as frequently as they can, really. They did add the specific thing where there was a small chance if you killed a creature, you get like that creature.
Yeah.
And so Joel set up a zombie farm.
And got
zombie mob farm,
many.
And got so many. And during that Gem Zombie Apocalypse episode, he also just spammed down like a stack of zombie eggs. And so, yeah, it was a zombie apocalypse.
But it was also a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah. It's so good. It's so good. I love that season.
It's so
Etho
good.
being the weeping angel.
Oh, I forgot about that. Was such... Oh, dude. We need to bring back the weeping angel. Anything, yeah. Please.
There was a fanfic that was done about Etho in the weeping angel task, actually slowly turning to stone.
I remember that one. That one was so good.
Yeah. So it kind of stuck with me. I love it.
Oh, can I find that fanfiction? Oh, I might have bookmarked it.
It's good.
Why am I not logged into AO3? I feel hurt, betrayed, awful. How dare they?
I'm trying to think of other good examples, because there were so many. Cleo had to ride a pig for a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Like a certain percentage
and
of
it
the
was
episode.
like, how you doing? Hurting real bad. The pig is not surviving.
Grian had to make jokes that people wouldn't laugh at.
Mm-hmm.
And Mumbo had to do puns, and they got together and were just laughing at one another, not realizing that
they were both succeeding and failing at their tasks at the same time.
And they did not realize. There's that whole funny bit in that section. It was an episode 1 thing, but it was still very funny. If Scar coming over, I'm gonna hug you. Oh, I failed my task. What?
and then it was Grian's like, if it's no longer possible, then you have failed. And then lightning struck, and it was beautiful. It wasn't lightning.
They went to, no, it wasn't. They went to the courtroom, and when Grian said,
then you cannot re-roll.
Then you cannot re-roll. They opened the portal to the end.
Yes.
And the sound echoed across the server, and it was purely coincidental that it happened in such a dramatic way. But also, wasn't B-Dub's task to defeat the Ender Dragon?
It was, I think it was a couple of people. Someone had to get to the end, and someone had to defeat the dragon.
Gem had to open the end portal. B-Dubs had to kill the Ender Dragon.
Yeah.
Pearl went with them.
And Pearl was there for a good time.
Impulses was Pearl's butler, I think, episode.
Yes?
Impulse was helping Pearl that episode. I don't remember exactly.
Again, I was unable to rewatch this season, so I'm also like, I think I'm remembering this correctly.
And so Impulse, Pearl, B-Dubs, and Gem were the first ones there, and then realised there's a small group went to the end and tried to kill the Ender Dragon. Others followed, which then created the hilarity of Martin just walking off the edge.
Wait, I found the fanfiction. You Can't Fight the Tears That Ain't Coming by Vivian Blocks. And it's like Etho has a glitch where he's actually turning to stone. That's a good one. That's a good one, Andy. That's a good one. I like that one.
Shout out to you.
I like that one.
I don't know, Secret Life had so much potential and had
And then before we move on to the Q&A, we do have to talk about Scar and how Secret Life is still around. Because Scar, in his perspective, he says that his life series character still lives in Secret Life, and
so does Martin.
Yeah, well, Martin, I think, just agreed with what Scar was saying, but like the way Scar says it is like he's still there, and he gets plucked out every now and then to play the new life series, and then he gets put back, and he will like regularly, I don't say regularly, but like on occasion post screenshots saying, yeah, still in Secret Life, still planting sunflowers.
So still seeing shadows out of my peripheral. Anyway,
yeah.
Martin did a whole thing about how he could keep pushing the succeed task, because on the final episode, everyone got a secret book that was win the series.
Mm-hmm.
That was the task for the final episode.
Imagine if no one succeeded and that wasn't the ending.
No, that was the thing. That was part of the issue, is that in Scar's video, he never pushed the succeed button.
No, I think he pushed the succeed, and then he got the same book again of Win Secret Life. And he just didn't push it again because he's like, okay, and then he didn't die. Every other series of the Life series has the winner die at the end, and Scar did not. He stayed alive, and that's where this idea comes from of Scar is still there. He was never freed. He never died that last time.
For years pushing this button of succeed over and over and over again. And he hears the whisper, Secret Keeper, and there are some good fanfics about it, but there's also some good animation, but all the creators have...
It's just good. It's just good.
I should really like Secret Life.
And my favorite thing is that he didn't realize he had won in the end. Like, he was fighting, and then, like, he won, and then he was like, okay, where are you? I'm gonna fight you. And then it was like, you won, Scar.
She's dead, Scar.
She's dead. She's dead.
You won.
It's so good. So good. Delicious. Okay. On to the Q&A?
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, wait, no, I have to make a sound. I don't care. This is my sound, blah, 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 blah. My question. In one of the more recent episodes of Past Life, Martin did a fake little podcast of Y11, whatever, I don't remember.
He faked us. He was us.
A fake pod. But they asked a question that was, imagine you get to the pearly gates, or whatever, you died, and you're allowed to ask about one statistic, and it could be anything, but you get to learn some sort of statistic about the world. And so one example they did, and this was Martin's answer, how long would be the record when an artist was listened to consecutively, and there's no break in between?
Oh, yeah. Like, it's a constant, the song is being played. What's the longest?
Yeah, so
what would
that's the statistic he would ask, was who would be the person who was listened to for the longest amount of time in a row.
The issue is, though, like, when I think of, like, oh, what stat would I want to know? Like, the only answers to that would be, like, all the sad stats you hear every now and then. I'm like, what's a good, happy stat that I could hear?
Not Joel asked about how many sand grains.
But, like, does that number change when it goes into glass? Like...
I don't know. There's Pearl. Oh, how many hours she had played Minecraft. How long? Because you get the statistics for the one world, but if you have all these different worlds that are keeping track of it, and time before you had, like, a Steam account or whatever.
I think, like, times interacted with, like, when you open up your Minecraft stats, it's like time interacted with furnace. Like, I feel like times interacted with a stove would be funny, but also kind of sad. I don't know. Times jumped. I used to do a lot of trampoline and stuff. Yeah.
Literal Minecraft statistics.
Yeah, I'm just like, that's the only ones I can think of that aren't like amount of carbon emissions that are destroying the planet. Like, I don't want to know that. I'm dead.
What? What would you ask that?
I don't know. It's just, like I said, like, that's just what my mind's going to when it's like, what statistics would you like to know? I'm like, I only can think of the sad statistics. What is the number for all the frogs put together, times jumped in the history of the world? That's what I would want to know. How many times have frogs jumped in the history of frogs existing?
How many species existed while we were alive, but no longer do, that we never learned about or saw? Because there's certainly got to be like certain bugs or stuff that existed while human beings were a thing that we never saw before they stopped existing.
Yeah, I remember someone once saying, like, if you go into this part of the rainforest, you're practically guaranteed to find a new species just because there's no humans there to ever categorize the animals there.
So how many of them existed and we will never know that we could have known them?
It's a good one. That's a good one. Well, question number 2 is one that you also asked earlier. It's like, how did we first, like, find Minecraft?
So mine is going to be more fun than yours. You are more recent.
I'm boring.
You are chaos. L to chaos.
We can't say that before they know what it is.
So I found Minecraft back when it was in a very early version. I remember I heard about it on the playgrounds, basically. I wanted to be like other boys. And let me tell you, not a boy, but I wanted to be like the boys on the playground. And they were talking about Minecraft. I begged my mother, and I wasn't allowed. So instead, I looked it up on YouTube and started watching that. Eventually, shortly after, I got Pocket Edition, but I remember early days watching people like Achievement Hunter, and people like Sky Does Minecraft, that kind of thing. I even watched Green as Evo, but that was a little bit later because I was real early on. It just slowly became bigger part of my life, and then it became, oh, I don't care about what they think. I found a new Minecraft YouTuber. That happens.
Yeah, that happens. For me, it's Dream SMP. Like, yes, my brother had like the version on iPad for like a while, and maybe he let me touch it once. But like that's not like an exposure to Minecraft. That's like, yes, the game exists. And I feel like at one point there was a YouTuber, was it Ryan Higa, did like, we're playing Minecraft for the first time, and I like looked at it and went meh, and like I didn't know what like really Minecraft was as a game until I saw a TommyInnit fan art and went, now hold on a minute, there's something here.
Yeah.
And
listen,
yeah,
for all of its flaws, Dream SMP has some good fan content that was made during the pandemic.
That freaking art. And it was like, I can tell you exactly what stream it was. It was a stream when Tommy was in exile and Dream showed up and gave him a trident, and it was raining, and Tommy tridented up all the way to the sky where the rain turned to snow and he fell back down. And there was a moment where he was quiet and he said, "Oh, I am alone," before he started screaming. Like, that moment was how I was introduced to Minecraft. Nice. But yeah.
I take back my L. That's actually kind of cool.
It's really good. It's really good.
I get it. There's some cool moments.
And then I started watching Dream SMP, and then I was like, hey, it's the pandemic and my 22nd birthday. I'm going to be absolutely alone and isolated away from my family, and I don't drink because it's the pandemic. I'm just going to buy Minecraft. So that's how I did it.
Woo!
That's how I did it.
So yeah, we brought it up recently because you recently had your birthday. It's also the anniversary of you playing.
Yeah, it's my stream anniversary, my Minecraft anniversary. It's my birthday. It's all the same day, you guys. I was very busy that day.
Just real easy, real fun to remember.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's like, "Oh, what do you want to do for your birthday?" And I'm like, "I want to play Minecraft. Leave me alone."
Alcohol? No.
Minecraft. Question number 3. Your favorite candle smell?
I don't like eating cherries. It's not a good flavor, but the cherry smell. My favorite candle is a cherry and apple scent.
Oh, that's a good one. So I make candles, and I've become very picky about smells of candles. There was one that I used to buy back where I went to university. They had like a candle place, and it was like this lovely like fresh forest smell, and I cannot find it literally anywhere else even remotely close to that. So I'm like, any place except for that one like half museum store, I don't even think was associated with a museum, it was just right next door to it, that had like the perfect candle, that one. And then I have this new smell that I'm working on making candles with called like Lotus and Pearl, and it's beautiful. I love that smell. I'm so scared of running out of it because I'm like, I need this in everything now.
So this is related to candle making. I do not do candle making, but most of my candles come from small business candle makers because there's enough of those that exist. And so my recent ones I actually got from a Ren Fair.
Mm-hmm.
But I know these are homemade because the scent burns at a slightly different temperature than the wax does.
Yeah.
And so if I don't let it burn for like the exact right amount, you get this little rim of just the oils.
Yeah. That, I think that person makes candle melts as like concentrated smells and then puts it into, like, this is something I do on occasion as well, puts it into normal candle wax, because candle melts and candle wax, especially if you're using soy versus bee versus regular, they have different melting points. So like if you're not consistent, it's gonna end up being a little weird.
Yeah, it's still great. It's still my favorite, but there's little quirks about the candles.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a lie. I do have experience candle making, but I don't have it in the way that you do. I have it in the give me a string and dip it in the wax, and then dip it in the cold, and then dip it in the wax. I've made several candles like that. Been a while, but I don't have your version.
Yeah, and I will say, people don't think about it. Wax has a smell. So when I'm like melting wax and like making candles, I'm like, is the smell too strong because I don't like the smell of melted wax? Or is it because I put too much of the smell of this candle into this wax?
Yeah. I can't tell you a whole lot about the candles in the jar. I can tell you, you have to, if you are buying the pre-sticks and you are tending to do the dipping thing, either do the metal circle at the top and that's where you're holding, or cut it off completely, because if you don't, it will cover wax in it and you'll have a very bulbous bottom.
Yeah, those free-floating candles do need to just not have a metal anchor. They have to have the long wicks that you can buy in bulk, but are a pain in the butt.
So we ended up, because the bulk thing, I don't need to be telling you about this, but you're getting the story anyway, because they bought in bulk with the little metal bit, we ended up using those as the handles to hold between our when dipping at the top, rather than, and then cutting it off at the end. Candles are fun.
Candles are fun. I appreciate.
Fire.
Woo! Okay. Woo. Remember to burn candles responsibly, and go watch Past Life.
Do it.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of FanDive. We'll be back again next Monday diving into yet another fandom. Have a topic or question for the podcast? Head over to our website, fandive.tumblr.com. There you can also find any episode relevant images and general shenanigans that we get up to. It is Tumblr, after all. We're not afraid of being fans of things.